week on Frenzy, we chill with our Frenzy winner. We are on a construction site. Great apps to download. Let's do this! In the studio, and you know when we are not in the studio, we are always going out and about having a great time. Now, right here on Frenzy for the Women's Month, we are focusing on women in architecture as well as engineering. Now, if you remember, we had Kay from the Paragon Group, and they have invited us to their offices, but not only there, to the construction site as well. Now, if you remember, Crazy did post on our Twitter page that we are looking for women in engineering as well as architecture, and we have found a beautiful candidate. Rory Sang, how you doing?
Amazing. Yourself?
I'm great. So how did you find out about the competition?
So someone tweeted on Twitter, like retweeted, and then I saw the post and I was like, okay, why not? So I said yes. You guys had said I must reply yes, so then I replied yes. And here I am today.
Okay, so are you actually in architecture?
Yes, I'm studying architecture, second year at the University of Johannesburg.
Okay, so what are you looking forward to today?
To gain some experience and see what I'm getting myself into.
Okay, are you ready for today?
I'm definitely ready.
Okay, guys, I'm going to forget you on your social media, crazy_TV, of course, #Frenzy. Now we're going to go into the Frenzy report, and while you are going in there, Rory Sang and I are going to office number 1. Let's go. NASA tracks the sun. NASA has powered on its latest space payload to continue long-term measurements of the sun's incoming energy. Total and Spectral Solar Irradiance Sensor, aka TSIS, installed on the International Space Station, became fully operational with all instruments collecting science data. The TSIS instrument on the International Space Station is continuing NASA's 40-year record of tracking the sun's radiant energy. Water ice discovered on the moon's surface. Scientists have long believed that water ice could exist in the ever-dark recesses at the moon's poles, and that belief has finally been confirmed. The lunar poles are not exposed to sunlight, leaving them dark and incredibly cold while below freezing point. The detection is important for future lunar missions, with the ice sitting close enough to the surface that may even be possible that future expeditions will use it as a resource.
And that was the Frenzy report for this week.
Exactly. Moenie vergeet om ons op your social media, crazy_TV, of course, #Frenzy. Now, Rory, are you excited? It's the moment that we get to do what?
Yeah, the tour, right?
Exactly. You have a tour, and I got someone just for you. I'm right here with Stacey, who is a senior project architect right here at Paragon Group. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So where exactly are we?
This is our reception area. This is where we bring our clients to have meetings with them.
Okay.
And we parade them past our most beautiful buildings.
Beautiful, man.
Yes.
So could you please tell us about the buildings right here?
So this one was an alternative proposal to our building called the Alexander Forbes building on West Street in Sandton.
Yeah.
It was an alternative. It hasn't been built. So it was a conceptual model, and you can see how pretty it is.
Quite beautiful.
Right?
What inspired the facade?
Okay, so this is what we called the armadillo.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see that it's got an armadillo shell,
Mm-hmm.
and it was inspired by natural forms and organic textures.
Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately it wasn't built, but hopefully one day we can
Rebuild.
sell it to somebody. Yeah.
Okay, cool stuff.
Yes.
And what materials are you guys using for these?
So this one, we didn't actually decide what the finish was going to be.
Okay.
I assume it would be like a concrete or something like that. It depends on what the client wants. But this one is a very special one because this is the Afgri building that's been built in Centurion. And this one is actually finished off with broken tiles. So they bought tiles and they broke them up into little pieces of mosaic and then stuck them onto the facade. So when you drive on the highway, you can see a glittering building.
The
Yeah,
reflection
handcrafted building. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Rory,
And
this is all
one,
you, dude.
yeah,
Because me,
definitely.
I'm just like, I don't understand anything.
And this one is there by Santon, if I'm not mistaken, right?
This is the Norton Rose building, one of our most famous buildings. This is a glazed facade in different panels. And yeah, and I think it's difficult to see, but if you look at it from that side, it's a sweeping S-shaped building. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how many people actually go into doing this?
On the architecture team,
architecture.
I think it's about 10 or 12 people that would need to be on this project. Yeah.
So for this
Yes.
small one would be like 5. if I'm not
Yes, 5 or 6, yes, and then going up to a bigger building, it's 10, 12, depending on the stage of the project. You know, when we're doing construction drawings, it's very time intensive, and so we need a bigger team. And then, so a small team starts off, big team gets bigger, and then it dips down as construction goes on.
Okay, so I'm sure that there are different fields in architecture that you do here.
Yes.
So what type of architects do you work on?
Okay, so we have architects designing the envelope, who work very closely with facade engineers, which is also a specialized field of engineering. So we have structural engineers, and then we have facade engineers. So they help us calculate low wind loads on the facades. The mechanical engineer also gets involved with the facade, checking sun loads, checking that it's not getting too hot inside the building, so that we have to have performance glasses. And this is probably what drove this pattern, is to help with sun loads.
This is beautiful. So is this like printed, or how exactly did you do
So actually components of this are printed.
Oh, fancy.
Yes. So
Apparently you guys have something printed for us.
yeah, we may do.
Can we go check it out?
You can. Let's go and have a look.
So we are on our way to a surprise that they have for us. So right now I'm playing a guessing game with Stacey. What could it be? Well, let's see what the surprise is.
Built you a house. Maybe maybe we're going to get you to build a house.
I'd love that.
Give me a surprise where I must make my own surprise.
Okay, so the surprise is in here.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Must I close my eyes?
No, you might trip. Okay, so let's go and have a look. Hello. Okay.
Oh wait.
Yeah, here we go. Look
This
at that.
thing's so crazy.
This is so cool.
This is just a printer.
This is a 3D printer, yes.
Oh, wait, can I pick it up?
Yes, you can pick it up. It's just
What are
finished
you
printing.
guys using? Yeah.
So we actually use the 3D printer to test shapes.
Okay.
Yeah, to see, explore volumes. Yeah, and we just do weird stuff.
So what material is this and that?
Let's ask Yaku. Yaku, do you want to come on in?
Oh, so Yaku is the main guy.
Yes, he's our...
Hey, Yaku. How you doing?
I'm very good, thanks.
Good.
So yeah, what materials are these? Like, what are you guys using here?
So we're currently printing in PLA plastic. It's an environmentally friendly, biodegradable, non-toxic plastic. So obviously you have to worry about those things when you're printing hours and hours of these things.
Okay.
It melts through that print head at 210 degrees Celsius, and it uses a heated print bed to basically make sure everything sticks down.
Okay.
And it runs on these 2 rods basically that moves in an X and Y direction, and then it has the print bed which can lift up and down for taller or shallow prints.
Okay.
And you can print anything that you can model on the computer, and it works with these wells at the back.
Okay.
And how long does it usually take to like print something of this sort? Or
That took, for example, 3 hours. It's a quick print.
Okay.
Some of these things, like this piece, took, for example, 24 hours, an entire day's print.
3D printing or additive manufacturing is a process of making 3-dimensional solid objects from a digital file. 3D printing enables you to produce complex, functional shapes using less material than traditional manufacturing methods. If you're getting started, you can try some 3D modeling software which can be downloaded for free, like Google SketchUp, OpenSCAD, and a lot more. Okay guys, so that was the inside part of the architecture side. How was it?
It was beautiful. It was amazing. I got inspired. Definitely got inspired.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to the practical aspect. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
What are you excited about?
Because I want to see the construction part of it, like, because we always see the final part of everything, so now I want to see how it's being built up, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright, nou julle wil jy sê vir ons wat jy gedink het from the inside. I didn't expect that. Sê vir ons wat jy gedink het op ons social media, crazy_TV, of course, #Frenzy. Nou terwyl ons travel na die construction site toe, go enjoy this week's gaming review. destination. Welcome back from the ad break. Do not forget that we're on your social media on crazy_TV, of course, #Frenzy. Now, for all of those gaming lovers, go enjoy the gaming review while we put on our safety kit.
Peter Parker, how are you?
The city is in danger. It needs our help.
All of our help.
All right, well, call the play, coach.
In this week's gaming review, Marvel's Spider-Man. When a new villain threatens New York City, Peter Parker and Spider-Man's worlds collide. To save the city and those he loves, he must rise up and be greater. This isn't Spider-Man you've met or ever seen before. This is an experienced Peter Parker who's more masterful at fighting big crime in New York City. At the same time, he's struggling to balance his chaotic personal life and career, while the fate of millions of New Yorkers rest upon his shoulders.
You're officially an enemy of the people.
Come on, Peter.
How can a child save us all if he's sentenced to die? Tell me, Nikolaus. Tell me before you let our son go.
Where we begin does not define who we will become.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Become a legendary Greek hero and embark on your journey from humble beginnings to living legend as Alexios or Cassandra. Customize your gear, upgrade your abilities, and personalize your ship on your path to becoming a great hero. Explore an entire country full of untamed environments and cities at the peak of Greece's golden age. Unexpected encounters will breathe life into your story as you meet colorful characters and many more.
You were sent by the gods to protect this world.
You carry the blade of Leonidas. Act like it. As you write your odyssey across the mountains and the seas, remember, the fate of Greece journeys with you.
And that was this week's gaming review. Let us know what you think on our social media of crazy_TV, of course, #Frenzy. Now, for all of those movie lovers, let's go check out this week's movie review.
Our world is changing. The mass extinction we feared has already begun, and we are the cause. We are the infection.
This week's movie review, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Members of the cryptozoological agency Monarch faces off against a battery of god-sized monsters, including the mighty Godzilla, who collides with Mothra, Rodan, and his ultimate nemesis, the three-headed king Ghidorah. When these ancient superspecies, thought to be mere myths, rise again, they all fight for supremacy, leaving humanity's very existence hanging in the balance. This movie comes out in 2019.
You're a monster. I'm sorry.
Long live the king.
And that was our movie review for this week. Let us know what you think on our social media and crazy_TV, of course. #Friends, ons gaan na 'n gou advertensie toe. Don't shift, don't nyagaza, because when we come back, we're going to this week's Top Apps. Welkom terug van die advertentie. Julle moet nie vergeet eens ons op jou social media op crazy_TV, of course, #Friendsie. Now you weet it's the time for Top Apps, but before all of that, which one is your favorite Top App?
Revit is definitely my favorite one.
Why?
Reason being that we can take it from 2D to 3D in terms of your drawings, and then so you can see your drawings in a reality form. So yeah.
Okay, so enjoy this week's Top Apps right here on Friends. It's all about engineering and architecture. And this week's Top Apps, Magic Plan. Magic Plan makes augmented reality work to an architect's advantage by allowing them to create accurate floor plans without the use of measuring tape, pencils, or paper. The app assembles a floor plan in a matter of minutes. All that is required is that the user stand and point a device towards the space that needs measuring. Users can also export their drawings as PDF, JPEG, or DXF and share them with collaborators. The app also includes tutorials on how to use it effectively and get fully adjusted to it. MathPix Problem Solver. MathPix is every engineering student's dream. It is the first app that allows you to take a snapshot of a math problem where the app will then solve it visually. It reads handwriting or printed text to input complex problems where it will then output the answer directly into the blank space on the page. You can download it for free from the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back from this week's Top Apps.
Exactly. Tell us apps that you have been using and we haven't mentioned before, and tell us about the apps that we've told you to use and have helped you out. Now, we are really excited. We are on the construction site. We're going to check it out a whole lot. Are you excited?
Definitely excited. I mean, we're ready.
Exactly. I'm in my gear already. Let's go check it out. Okay guys, so we are currently on the construction site. We have just come back from the architectural office in Ilovo and we are currently at Modderfontein at the shopping center. Is this what you thought it would be?
Yeah, definitely. It's just that it's almost done. So, I mean, what can I say?
Okay, now I'm really excited. I haven't ever seen something like this. There's a whole lot happening. But guys, don't forget that we're on your social media on crazy_TV, of course, #Friendsy. Enjoy this journey with us. But I got a surprise for you.
Okay.
I actually have the lady that has designed all of this.
Really?
Are you ready to meet her?
Definitely.
Okay, so her name is Pritia. So, Pritia, don't forget, okay? Okay. Hello, Pritia. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Great, man.
How are you?
Good.
This place is amazing.
Thank you.
What was your idea behind all of this?
Well, our client came to us with a brief, and the brief was very particular. We said that we wanted a double-story shopping center, but a strip mall, which means that all the circulation happens on the outside of the mall, and the shops are in the body of the building. Yes. So as you can see, we've got one layer at the bottom. It's line shops, so they're smaller shops. And then at the top, we've got a medical center on the one side. And on the other side, we've got a whole bunch of restaurants. So it should be really exciting when it opens.
When we actually come to the construction site, what is the process that we go through?
It's actually a little bit more complex than just building the building.
Okay.
We've got to start off with the idea of the building. Okay. So over here, we've got all these beautiful curves. So that was the main idea for this building. So we go through several design iterations where we do a design and the client has a look at it, says if he likes it or not. We then get other consultants involved. So we've got the structural engineer, we get the civil engineers, all sorts of other consultants come together. We have a look at the different designs, and eventually working together, we come up with this one, which is what you see right here.
Okay, is it possible for us to actually see the design?
Sure, come with me.
Let's do this.
Yep.
Okay, so Pritia, when we came in here, we saw a whole lot of plans on the walls and everywhere, and there's just paper everywhere. So what exactly is happening right now?
So at the moment, we're in the center management offices, which means that there isn't actually construction right now. Okay. So you can take your hard hats off if you like.
Oh,
but what we are looking at the moment is the general plans for the center.
Okay. If you have ever watched a house being built, or if you have ever had an addition put onto an existing house, you know that the standard method of communication is a big piece of paper called a blueprint or a site layout, sometimes called a block plan. These pieces of paper show a detailed layout of the whole site and the relationship of the proposed works with the boundary of the property, nearby roads and neighboring buildings.
So is this just like the outline of it? When do we see like all the fancier stuff? Like the colors and all of that?
So this is just an outline, just to kind of give you an idea of where we are in the building. The fancy stuff, I'm not sure if we have the drawings here at the moment, but we do generate quite a lot of detailed drawings. Yeah. And those describe what kind of wall finishes, whether we've got tiles or carpets or whatever the floor will be. So we do go into quite a lot of detail about that.
From the architecture offices to the construction site, a lot of planning happens way before the digging begins. Now, there is a misconception that construction is strictly old-fashioned. Behind the many misconceptions, there are just as many talented, diverse and skilled individuals on a construction site.
Okay, so there's a lot of welding happening, there's a whole lot of noise. What is happening here? Wow.
So right now we're busy welding the subframe to the superframe, which is this over here that we see here.
Okay.
And the superframe holds up the soft roof, which is corrugated iron. Okay. And the soft roof creates shelter for the cars parked under here. So we're standing on the upper ground story.
Okay.
We're standing in front of the restaurant part of the building. And in the background we can see the medical center and the covered parking. That was where we were.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is only restaurants up here?
Yeah, we've got a couple of line shops there over on that side. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on up here.
So where we're standing right now isn't going to be a restaurant, or is there going to be one right here?
So we're actually standing in the lobby, essentially. So we've got the main circulation lobby, that's where the stairs and the elevator is, that's on this side. And right in front of me on this side is the entrance to one of the restaurants. Yeah.
Beautiful. So with regard to building regulations, are there certain regulations that you need to fulfill?
Definitely. We need to comply with all of the South African national standards.
Okay.
There's a full list of, and it covers absolutely every element of building. So for example, we're looking at this upstand wall.
Okay.
It actually functions as a barrier. So normally we'd put up a railing, and in this case we're putting up a wall.
Okay.
But the regulations state that it needs to be 1 meter, which is what we've got here.
The construction industry is large and diverse and involves a wide range of trades. When construction work finally gets underway, there could be numerous jobs taking place simultaneously. On construction sites, there are many tasks going on. Many of the tasks involve heavy plant machinery, such as excavators digging foundations. Elsewhere on site, builders could be laying concrete foundations or bricks, the latter of which often takes place at height, requiring a stable platform and yet more health and safety measures to ensure that neither workers nor their tools, equipment or materials fall.
Okay, so it's been a long day, a very informative day. We've been running at it from the get-go, from the office to the construction site. Thank you so much for having us. But what have you learned so far, Rory?
I've learned that you need to be passionate and hardworking, because it's not only about the drawings in the office, it's also about the build-up of everything on site. So, yeah. That's it.
Okay, new things that you didn't know about?
I didn't know about the fact that you always have to come on site, like after you draw your whole plan and the whole building. So the fact that you always have to be here, it was something new to me. Like, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any advice that you'd like to give to?
Well, it's quite clear that you're quite passionate about this, and I think that's wonderful. So I wish you all the best for your future. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. So if you want to know anything more about Paragon Group, all the information is right here at the bottom. So it is the end of my journey. It has been amazing. Frenzy has been bringing amazing stuff for women this Women's Month. If you are interested in architecture as well as engineering, as you can see today, there's so many avenues that you can tap into. Don't forget that on your social media on crazy_TV, of course, #Frenzy. Everything that you need to know is right there. Do not forget about the Frenzy Geek Guide. Everything that you need to know is right there as well. We have come to the end of our Women's Month. Let us know what you think on crazy_TV, of course, #Frenzy. See you again next week. Bye-bye.